Between toxic campaign cycles and marathon waits at polling stations like this one in Fulton County, many of us leave the booth feeling like our individual voices are getting drowned out. That frustration is often the result of a specific pressure, the spoiler effect. You might want to support a third-party candidate, but the system forces you to vote for the lesser of two evils, just to prevent your least favorite person from winning. This chart shows the mechanic responsible, first past the post. Under this system, a candidate can win with only 40% of the vote, even if the other 60% of the community is divided among 3 different opponents. Because you don't need a majority to win, the math actually rewards candidates who use negative campaigns to suppress their rival supporters, rather than those who try to build a broad base of support. It's a metric that prioritizes whoever survives a fractured field over the candidate who actually represents the most people. There is a mechanical solution to this bug. It's called ranked choice voting. The update is straightforward. Instead of picking one name, voters rank candidates in order of preference: first, second, third. If your first choice can't win, your ballot isn't wasted. It simply moves and counts for your next choice instead. This changes the incentive for the people running. Since candidates now need to court second-choice support from their opponents' followers, the benefit of running a negative campaign is significantly reduced. It also eliminates the need for expensive, low-turnout runoff elections. The math ensures that the winner has a verified mandate from a majority of the community. If this system fixes the math, why hasn't it become the standard everywhere yet? The biggest hurdle isn't the law, it's the user. When you suddenly change a habit as deeply ingrained as how we vote, you're going to see confusion. Look at Alaska. They moved to ranked choice voting statewide, but rapid implementation led to pushback. Some voters called for a repeal, not because the system failed, but because they didn't feel they understood the new mechanics. Passing legislation is only half the battle. If the public doesn't find the new ballot intuitive, they will eventually reject it. To make this system stick, we need an educational runway that changes the culture of voting before the law even changes. The master plan starts in the classroom. By mandating ranked choice voting for all middle and high school student council elections, we provide a hands-on education in how the math works. By the time these students reach 18, ranking their choices won't feel like a complex legal experiment. It will be a habit. Starting in schools turns the system from an intimidating change into a civic reflex. As this generation begins voting in local and statewide elections, they will naturally demand the same system they've used since middle school, the same system already used in cities like St. Paul. This adoption makes it easier for women and candidates of color to run. They can enter the race simultaneously without being pressured by party insiders to wait their turn to avoid splitting the vote. State-level implementation effectively breaks the control that party leaders currently have over who gets to be on the ballot. This brings us to the final goal: using a population familiar with these mechanics to restructure the election for the President of the United States. Imagine a new primary structure. We hold 3 separate ranked choice primaries: Democrat, Republican, and Independent. Those winners head into a 3-way general election. If the independent candidate finishes last, those votes aren't lost. They simply flow toward the voter's second choice. This removes the fear of the spoiler effect. Citizens can vote for a third-party candidate they genuinely prefer, knowing that if their pick falls short, their ballot still carries weight in the final count between the frontrunners. By starting in the classroom and scaling to the presidency, we aren't just changing how we count, we are upgrading the entire operating system of American democracy.